Here we have a new 2024 Cadillac Escalade. This one comes in the premium luxury trim level with four-wheel drive in black Raven. And then we have the jet black Mulan leather seats. And for the powertrain, we get a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine, and that's made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. So we'll see what 25 brings for the Escalade. But right now, not a lot of huge changes. To the front end, we get that same beautiful front fascia, LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. Love the big Cadillac crest there, excuse me. That goes really well with that grille. Now the Sport grille is my favorite, and on the Sport Platinum, I love having that black mesh, but that not too far behind. 22-inch aluminum wheels here. And then we do get passive keyless entry on the front. Power door lock controls, one-touch automatic up and down windows on all four doors, memory seat functions. We do get power folding mirrors. We also have blind spot monitors as well. And then we have our 3-stage heated cooled front seats. And there's a hood release, power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. And there's our power driver seat. We do get 4-way power lumbar support there. And we get that standard 19-speaker AKG sound system. And you can tow up to 7,500 pounds conventionally here if you so choose. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. Big shout out to Cadillac of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Escalade today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to get the best price on an Escalade or any new vehicle in your area, click on that link down below. Fill out the info, it takes you about a minute or two, and then I'll get those dealers fighting to get you that best price. But this one, the only option this premium luxury has is the $2,000 rear media system. So we can get Hulu, YouTube with the Wi-Fi hotspot. You also have the HDMI ports as well. And then down here we have our 3-stage heated outboard seats, climate controls for the rear, bottle holders are there, and then 2 HDMI ports, one for either screen, 2 USB-C charge ports, and then a 3-prong household plug-in there. A view of the front from back here. And then we do get the seat back pockets on both sides. Now in terms of the space, pretty good space. My legs are just barely brushing the pocket here, but other than that, not touching the seat. So pretty good for someone being 6'3". And then headroom, even with the sunroof, I still have about an inch or two of space. And there's a look at the back seat. You can see that's with the seat folded down, and that's with the seat up. So still pretty good space back there. Now me personally, I couldn't fit back there, but if you wanted to, you could fit your taller kids back there, just as long as they're not over 6 feet, I think. But definitely want to test that out to be sure, because everybody's posture is a little different. Fuel filler here. Premium's recommended if you want to get the full power output, but regular usually is fine. And then to the back end here, we get those signature tail lamps, dual exhaust, and then your tow hitch is integrated behind there. And there's your spare tire underneath. But if you want to pop the lift gate, click right there. And the top tethers for the third row, you can see, are on the back of the seat for the second row as well. And then another 3-prong plug-in. You can power release the second row, and then you can fold up or down the third row there. Now coming back around to the rear passenger side, if you want to go ahead and fold the seat flat, goes into the floor pretty easily. And then pretty easy to just get it back into place as well. And then before we check out the front passenger seat, just a quick look at the window sticker. Y'all can pause anywhere to take a closer look at anything. But stickers for $100, $185 as equipped. But here's our front passenger seat, we get that 4-way power lumbar, power adjustability. And then I love this big pocket on the side here with a 12-volt lockable glove compartment here. Now as we come back around to the front, just gonna pop the hood, take a look in the engine bay at that 6.2 liter V8. It's mostly covered up there, but still has quite the presence, especially when you're driving. But now let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. And before we do that, I do want to show these. So we do get the turn signal indicators in the mirror there, nice and bright. Someone's making a lot of noise outside, but it's all right. All right, so leather wrap steering wheel here. Heat is there. Super Cruise indicator, Super Cruise sensor. There's the horn. Now over here to the radio, we do get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio. And then we get that wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto compatibility. Navigation system is here. So we can search, pull up the map and all of that. Pretty easy to use. And then one of my favorite things about the Escalade is being able to pull up the vehicle info here. We see tire pressure sensors, oil life, fuel economy, average speed, just all of that right in here, nice and big, and just beautiful gauges here. Backup cameras right here. And then the guidelines follow you. Just turn the steering wheel. And then front cameras there. And you also get that bird's eye view. Helps with parking this beast, but you also have the automatic parking assist as well if you want to use that. Dual zone automatic climate controls are here. For the shifter, grab the lever, pull down for drive, tap for the limiter, pull up for neutral, hit the button, pull all the way up for reverse, press P for park. Lane keeping system, auto stop toggle, automatic brake hold, and then your volume knob is here. You can click there to mute, and then you can also use this knob to go through the radio itself. And in the settings here, we can go to our system settings, change our units of measurement, time, and all of that. And then we can also fool with our language as well. So I get asked that a lot. That's why I always try to go through that. People are like, how do I change the language? Blah, blah, blah. So there you have it. Now, interesting place for the hazards, buttons right there. Bottle holders, USB-C, USB-A port, and then we can close all that up to make it look a bit more neat. And then our rear camera mirror is here. And then center console cubby space. You have the SD card reader for the nav, USB-A, USB-C port, removable tray is here. And then I believe this is a wireless charging pad right in here. But up here, there's the roof. All the controls are there, OnStar, and then we can power fold that third row, garage door transmitter, and then the theft sensor. You can turn that on or off there. And here is your knob for the power lift gate if you want to adjust that from up here as well. I'm gonna slide that back. So that's one touch there, all the way back. And then closing it is the same. But there's a look at the back from up here. And then here we have our vanity mirror. Now back to the steering wheel. Blinkers are here. High beams, flash, automatic high beam toggles there. And then we do get the automatic wipers. So one time off, auto, low, high. We can adjust that auto sensitivity here. Our rear wipers here. And then push back for the rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front wiper fluid. Paddle shifters behind the steering wheel if you want to use them. Adaptive cruise, we can turn that on or off there, adjust the speed, cancel, gap adjust for that. And then we have the voice recognition, Super Cruise, and then this is the conversation enhancement, so we can turn that on or off there. Track list or radio station presets can be adjusted there, mute, and then we have our volume controls, scroll bar. We can go through our presets or our radio stations there, and then hit this and we can go through our favorites. You can kind of adjust that depending on what channels you want to go through. So very intuitive system there. I love how they did that. And then over here, we can go through our settings for the trip meter. We can change the views of the gauge cluster here. So whether you want to see the map or if you want to see the augmented reality camera, you can pull all of that up there. And then your heads-up display controls, we can adjust there. Speaking of which, there's that. Push button starts here. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. And next, we're gonna go ahead and take this 2024 Cadillac Escalade Premium Luxury out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Escalade Premium Luxury, having the augmented reality camera up really does, I think it's the biggest thing for me that makes me feel like I'm driving a six-figure SUV when I'm behind the steering wheel. Love the picture, just being able to see everything that's in front of me on the screen pretty much in the same, almost like in real life definition, if that makes sense. Now the V8 does have quite a bit of power to it. Of course, it's no Escalade V, but basically have the same engine other than a supercharger. So still gets up. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it just a tad. Now this thing only has about 27 miles, so I'm not gonna floor it, but I'm gonna give it something. Here we go. Now with it having the 10-speed automatic, it likes to shift a lot, but it's all right. So Super Cruise, we're gonna enable right here. So now it's enabled, you can see the green indicator. Lane centering, adaptive cruise, everything's doing what it's supposed to do. So just a quick demo of that. And the overall ride quality is sensational. It's just a very, very good riding SUV. Gas mileage is not the best, but it does a great job at making you feel like $1 million in this thing. It really does. And again, the augmented reality camera just makes a big difference for me. I feel like I'm in a $200,000 Mercedes. But GM's kind of been doing their thing. I mean, they've been like that for a while, but this has always been the way to get something that's very luxurious, helps you on your taxes, if you're trying to buy one for the end of the year for your business or whatever. And it just doesn't break the bank like a comparable Rolls Royce or a Bentley or a Benz would. But just feels really good all the way around. Now for me, I do think you get a lot here, but you kind of have to be, let me say this, it feels good to drive, it looks good, but it's not necessarily something that's flashy. When they first came out, I feel like that was kind of how it was, but nowadays, just because you see so many on the road, because it's really a good option if you're looking for a luxury SUV, it doesn't hold the same caliber that it used to. Now get you an Escalade V, that does kind of hold that caliber, but only because you have that rumble from the exhaust. You have just a menacing body there, and it sticks out. But especially if you're using this for, let's say, you want to Uber or drive people around, chauffeur them, excuse me. This is a really subtle way to do that, and it's something that feels like something a CEO would be riding in or an executive would be chauffeured around in. So it gets the job done there. But I'm gonna put it in the sport mode and we're gonna give it a pull. So again, not even putting my foot down, it still was ready to go in sport mode. And a nice sound from the exhaust as well. But I want to give one more thank you to Cadillac of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Escalade today. And if you're looking to find one closer to your area, make sure you click on that link down below, fill out the info. It takes a minute or two. And whether you're looking at an Escalade or any new vehicle in the market, fill out that info and we'll make sure that we're getting the local dealers to get you the best possible price on what you're looking for. But again, just a great overall SUV for the money. It's not perfect in the sense, you know, with performance is concerned, there are faster vehicles out there. There are more driver-oriented vehicles. So for me to do a test drive in this thing, obviously a G63 is going to pull better than this. An Escalade V is going to pull better than this. But for an overall package, this is really one of the best luxury SUVs you can get, where you have something that's relatively quick, something that can tow, something that rides phenomenally, something that drives pretty well for a large SUV, and just something that has all the amenities that you could want for a price that isn't going over 200 grand. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Cadillac Escalade Premium Luxury.